What is going on, guys? As you're as you're hopping on, go ahead and you can hop on video if you want. You can unmute yourself where you want, real if you want, real quick. As people are coming on, I always like to just chat it up, see how everybody's doing, see what's going on in the world, since we have a worldwide audience today. So yeah, let me know what's going on in your neck of the woods.
Hello, Ryan. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, brother?
I'm very good. I'm very good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's 9 p.m. in London.
Okay.
Just chilling. Just put the kids to bed and just hoping to just get cracking with this meeting, really. Hopefully.
Yeah. I'm excited about today's session. I know I'm going to share some stuff that it's going to allow some things to click for you.
Okay.
When I say you, I mean everybody as a whole.
Absolutely.
This is really, really cool stuff, and we're going to rock it. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay.
Yeah. Great stuff.
All right, guys. So, first of all, I want to acknowledge you all for being here on the live. I know that you guys could be anywhere you want. You're choosing to be here right now. So thank you for that. If you're watching the replay, you could be watching anything right now, but you're here learning, and I acknowledge you for that as well. That's cool. That takes commitment. That takes dedication. That takes a serious level of vision. And you came on board with IML because you had a vision. You had something you want to accomplish in your life. And my whole purpose in today's session is to simplify and boil it down and show you exactly what's it going to take to run $1 million trading company. Now, that may be weird. Like, that statement right there may be weird. You may be thinking, well, Ryan, I didn't join to start $1 million trading company. I just wanted to try this thing out. And whatever reason you came on board, what I want to talk about today is the fact you have the opportunity to build a multi-million-dollar trading company. You right now have the opportunity to step into the role of a CEO of your $1 million trading company. Like, that's what this opportunity, IML is what it is. IML is the resource and the means in which we're learning. Forex is the vehicle that will take you wherever you want to go. And when you take on the role, the idea that you are a multi-million-dollar trading company, you are the CEO of a multi-million-dollar trading company. If you took on that mindset, how would that change and what would shift with your trading? How would that impact and influence the results that you're getting right now, the frustrations that are coming up for you, all those things? How would it impact that when you realize that you are the man or the woman of your multi-million-dollar trading company? So I put a couple slides together that I'm going to show and share because I think this is really going to illustrate the point of what I'm getting at here. Because the potential that Forex offers, when you do the math, you'll lose sleep. When you do the math, you will lose sleep. I got to talk to a guy last week. He had struggled. He had struggled really bad when he got started. He's been in for about 5 months. He was really struggling. He blew a couple accounts, meaning he went live. He lost all his money. Did that a couple times. He went back to the basics, got in, dug in, and 2 weeks ago, he turned $500 into $152,000. Now, I'm not saying that to say that's going to happen to you. I'm not saying that to say plan on that happening. I say that to say there's no other vehicle out there like this, that offers that kind of leverage, scalability, and control. So when I mean that, this can change your life, like, it's seriously, like, this is it, guys. Like, seriously, this is it. So I'm going to share my screen right now so you can see exactly what I've been cooking up and what I'm working on here. Just 1 minute. All right, there we go. Let's see. How do I blow this up? This is the first time I've ever used Google Docs to do a presentation. So here we go. So are you running $1 million trading business? Okay, that's the mindset that you get to take on, because that's what this opportunity is all about. It's literally $1 million trading business. You are the CEO. Are you running $1 million trading business, or is this some app? Is this something that you saw, some kind of side project you thought you'd try out, and you just want to give it a go? Whatever the answer is, that's totally fine. Okay? If this is just some app that you're testing out, you're just trying to give it a go, you just want to make a little extra money, that's all good. Okay? You can hop on, you can copy, you can paste with swipe trades, you can make a little bit of money, and that can be that. And it's awesome. like that's what swipe trades is designed to do. Okay? So if that's what you want to do, by all means, do that. Don't really, focus on what I'm going to talk about today, because what we're talking about today is on the idea of, are you running $1 million trading business? So I've talked about this before, the law of spirals, okay? So we all start with the same potential, meaning we all have the same potential to have $1 million trading business, multi-million-dollar trading business in the world's largest financial market. All of us have that same opportunity, okay? So we all start with the same potential, okay? Our potential then feeds into our massive action, okay? So we have over here, potential goes into action. So we all take levels of action, whether that's going through IML Academy, whether that's hopping IML TV. That means maybe taking a trade. You're up and you're eating breakfast and a trade comes through. Okay, cool, I got my trade on. And then we get a result. And within that result, we're like, okay, cool, I either won the trade, I lost the trade, whatever happens. And as a result of that, that determines your belief. Okay, so if you won the trade, you lost the trade, or whichever, you won the trade, you're excited. It's possible you lost the trade and you're sad, you're frustrated. Okay, and that belief then feeds into the potential, which affects our mindset. Okay, so that belief feeds into our potential, which means that's going to determine how much action we take. Okay, so if we're winning trades, all of a sudden we're spiraling up, because all of this keeps feeding each other. You're excited, you're going to take more action, you're going to get better results are going to increase the belief is going to feed into the potential, and so on. And that's the spiral. So we're spiraling up, okay? We're on top of the world. Life is good. Life is great. Everything's fantastic. You're unstoppable. Well, the reverse can happen, okay? We all have the same potential. We all take the action. And what if swipe trades has some bad trades? I'm just using swipe trades because that's the entry level trading, okay? But what happens if we have some bad trades? Oh man, does this work? Does swipe trades work? Oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm doing it right. Am I doing it wrong? I could be, I don't know. Am I wasting my time? Is this a scam? Is this for real? I don't know what's going on. Which affects your beliefs, which then affects your mindset and potential, and then affects your action. So what happens when you start losing trades? And what if there's just a series of losses, like 3 or 4 losses, and you're really down? Now all of a sudden you're spiraling the same direction, but you're going down. Okay, because the potential feeds the action. We're not taking as much action now, or we're skeptical. We're getting, not great results. We're getting crappy results, crummy results. That affects our belief. I don't know if this really works or not, which feeds into our potential. Are we going to take more trades or not? And now we're spiraling the same direction as far as cycle, but the opposite. We're spiraling downwards. Okay, and that's what can take you out of the game. So how is it that we build this up? Okay, so we all have a vision. That's why we started this business. Okay, that's why we wanted to learn how to trade. What is your purpose? So right now, take a moment to take out pen and paper and write down what your vision is. What are your goals for your family? Why are you doing this? Why did you take that step? Why did you take that risk to learn this? Why do you keep coming back? What is it that you're working towards? What is it that you want so bad that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it? That's your vision. Think about your family, think about yourself, think about your community, think about the world around you. You know, my personal vision, I'm building wealth to live a reverse tithe. My wife and I, that excites us, that energizes us. The reverse tithe, the idea is giving away 90% of our wealth and living on 10%. It's one thing to learn how to make $1 million. It's another thing to figure out how to give it all away. And it's a lot of fun. So that's something that's really big for us. It's a driving force and factor in our life. We want to contribute to life. We want to contribute to other people's lives. So why are you here? Okay, so next up, you have a plan. What is your plan to accomplish it? Okay, what strategies are we going to use? What sessions are you going to follow? What educators are you going to follow? How are you going to trade? What time of the day? How many pips? All these things are part of your plan. The specifics of, okay, you know what? I'm going to mark up X amount of charts a day, or I'm going to take X amount of swipe trades that I can, or whatever. What is the plan that you're sticking to? Now, commitment comes in both in willingness, meaning willingness to take the trades, willingness to learn, willingness to keep asking questions, willingness to keep coming back, your commitment. I heard someone say one time, commitment is action continued long after the emotion is gone. That's really good. Write that one down. That's really good. Commitment is action continued long after the emotion is gone. Okay, that is one of the greatest quotes for as far as taking action I've ever heard. Because think about how many times we get excited and then all of a sudden we get disenchanted. Like, oh, yeah, I want to do it yesterday, but I'm not really excited to do it now. You know what I mean? So commitment is action continued long after the emotion is gone. Now, discipline. Will you follow the rules that you've set out for yourself in your trading plan? Do you have the discipline to stick to it? Do you also have the discipline to do what you said you were going to do with your plan? To get on the live sessions, to watch the replays, to make X amount of trades per day? Do you have the discipline to follow through with what you said you were going to do? And now we have the daily habits. And the cool thing about the habits is everything I just talked about can be built into a daily habit. I heard, I don't know if someone else invented this, but Eben Pagan, I heard him talk about the idea of inevitability thinking. And what this means is, how can you make your success inevitable? Like, how can you structure your day in such a way that you just can't help but win? I realized a couple of years ago that when I was working a job and I was training, I was juggling family life, that I was 95% more likely to get out the door and get my workout in before work if I didn't check my email in the morning. 95%. That means like out of 100 workouts, 95 of them, if I did not check my email, I was going to make sure to get my workout in. What would happen is I would go to check my email because I'm like, oh, let me check the weather. Let me check something else. And then what would happen is I would get distracted. I would get off track and I wouldn't get my workout in. So inevitability thinking is, how can you structure your day in such a way that you absolutely win? What can you do first thing in the morning when your willpower is strong, when your drive is high, that can allow you to win throughout the day? So all of this feeds into your massive action, okay? So it starts slow, okay? This is what we all go through, okay? We all go through this. It starts slow. So like here is the scale, and then it goes up, okay? But right now, you're probably right here, where you're not really seeing much results. You're working, you're taking action, you're working, you're taking action, and it's like, man, is it really working out? Maybe you have a small account size. Maybe you only have $100 in your account, and you're making these trades, and you're getting $1 here and $1 there, and you're like, man, it's just not working. It's just not working. The only way you make it up to here, $10,000 account, let's say $5,000 account, $10,000 account, $100,000 account, $500,000 account, is getting through this process. And the process that I'm talking about right now is this stage. It's slow, it's cumbersome, it feels like it's not working, Your friends and family probably think you're crazy. Your spouse may be like, what are you doing? This is the launching place. I mean, this is the beginning part. Okay, this is the part where it's just like, man, I don't really feel like the needle's moving. You got 10% return on your $100 account and you didn't even notice it in the bank account. Can you relate to that? Yeah, I mean, that's it. Okay, but once you start getting some results, it starts scaling, it starts growing, then you start seeing the results, you start seeing the bigger numbers. But you have to go through this part. There's no other way to do it. It's just part of the process. And that's why knowing your purpose, having a plan, being committed, having the discipline, and the daily habits in place all feed into your massive action. Because if you just take a little bit of action, you may get here after a week. If you take massive action, maybe you doubled your rate of failure and learned more. Okay, so through massive action, and that doesn't mean a lot of trades. Massive action means this stuff: learning, sticking to your plan, staying with all that stuff. The plan of who you're watching, who you're following, how you're learning, how you're growing. We're going to go into that deeper in a minute. But that's what I mean by massive action. Massive action has nothing to do with the amount of trades you're taking. Okay, so I want to make sure that we're on the same page with that. Massive action has to do with learning. Massive action has to do with like reshaping your mind. Okay, you've heard me say before that trading's like 15% technical, 85% mental. Okay, if you're not trading or changing this, if you're not working on your mind, like that's what's going to take you out. And it takes a strong mental attitude to go through this phase. It takes a lot of work, and that's where you get to persist without exception. Without exception. Persist without exception. Andy Andrews. That is like the 7th discipline by Andy Andrews. There's a really good resource. I'll send that out today. But it's this long couple paragraphs. It's just really good stuff about persisting without exception. Okay. So next up, hold on. Let me clear my screen here. So next up, we have our results. Okay. So our massive action feeds our results, okay? Our persisting without exception feeds our results. But what also feeds our results, the next stage is daily self-development, just like I was talking about a minute ago. If we're not working on our mind, we can't get through that rough patch, that rough season of the trading. If we're not surrounding ourselves with other people who are winning, other people who we can learn from, other people who are going to challenge us, we just can't grow. We just can't do it by ourselves. Man was not made to be an island. It's where community allows us to grow, to shift, to change, to get better, to get stronger. Okay. If what I'm saying so far is helpful and you're enjoying it, give me a thumbs up or something in the chat box, so I know that, or thumbs up or a 1 rather. Can't do a thumbs up on Zoom. This isn't Facebook. But if what I'm saying right now is helpful, give me a 1 in the chat box so I know that this is good stuff. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Awesome, guys. Okay. So also eliminating the negative. We live in a very negative world. Okay. It's one thing. It's already one thing for us to conquer our own limiting beliefs. But if we're in an environment where we're just surrounded by negativity, my goodness, like that's tough. That's tough to do. You know what I mean? That's tough. So you want to eliminate as much of the negativity as you possibly can in your own life, okay? So you want to eliminate the negativity, surround yourself with people who are winning, create that culture and environment where everyone's there to learn, everyone's there to support each other, everyone's there to grow. And that's one of the cool things we have with our group, and that's one of the cool things about trading. Everybody can win. Everybody can do well. Okay, so with that, I want to talk about this right here, when to celebrate. So a lot of times we take a trade and like, yes, we got it. I got 15 pips. I got 20 pips. I got 100 pips. We did it. This is so great. And don't get me wrong, celebrate that stuff. Do the Charlie Brown dance. That's what Steve Greger said. Okay, but here's what you really should celebrate. Here's why. I want to talk a little bit about so I do the sport of triathlon. I have a coach. And sometimes I'll report back. I'm like, man, coach, I really struggled with this workout. It really didn't go the way I wanted to. And his response is, did you get it done? His response is, did you get it done? And I'm like, yeah, I got it done, but I didn't hit the time. He's like, no. Did you get it done? I'm like, yes, I did. He's like, okay, that's all that matters. What's all that matters is that you got it done. So if we go back over here and we go back to our plan, okay, we got it planned out. What we're going to do, how we're going to do it, why we're going to do it, when we're going to do it. We got our schedule mapped out, how long we're going to trade every single day, what time of the day. If we have 15 minutes to devote to it, we got 15 minutes. We're going to make the most of that 15 minutes. If you have 5 hours a day, if you have 3 hours a day, if you have 1 hour a day, if you have 5 minutes a day, whatever it takes, that's what you do. You're committed for those 15 minutes every single day. Okay? I'm not saying you got to spend your entire life on this. I'm saying you decide how much time you want to commit and stick to it. Okay? So when you work your plan, that's what you celebrate. Okay? Yeah, celebrate the wins. That's cool. What you really want to celebrate is the fact that you did what you said you were going to do today. You watched IML TV, you marked up X amount of charts, you took X amount of trades. You celebrate that as if you just made $1 million. You know why? Because that's what you have control over. You have control over that. What happens if you don't see any trade opportunities for an entire week? I'm making this up, okay? I'm making that up. There's going to be trades. I'm just making this up. Well, what if you don't see any trades? And what if your goals are based on, well, I want to get 5 pips a day? And what if there's not a trade to be made? You don't want to force trades because then you're getting sloppy, you're getting lazy, you're just going to take anything that comes to you. And that's almost to say like the universe isn't abundant. We live in an amazing world. Abundance is all around us. And if we're forcing trades, it means that we're coming from a place of lack than abundance. And I mean, just on that topic alone, we can go the whole session, okay? And maybe that's for future reference. Maybe that's a topic we'll cover. But here's what I'm getting at. You want to structure your day on things you can control. Can you watch 15 minutes of IML TV? Can you watch a replay? Can you check out one of the groups? Can you look on Telegram? Can you look back at past trades? Those are all things that you can control. And at the end of the day, when you're looking at your checklist and you're like, all right, yeah, so I see this and I see this and I see this and I see this and I see this, check, 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 check. That is when you celebrate like there's no tomorrow. That is when you celebrate like you just won the lottery. Why? Because that's compounded over time is how you're going to win. It's not that one trade that just makes all the difference for you. It's all these things that seem to not matter. It's that phase where we don't see results. We don't see progress. We're frustrated. We just want some results. It's that stuff where we stick and stay. We're consistent. We're committed day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. That, my friends, is how you will accomplish your goals, and that's how you become a successful trader. It's not about, look at the trade. Oh my goodness, this is so amazing. It's about, look what I committed to. I did what I said I was going to do. And the universe will recognize that you are a person of integrity and will go to work for you in your favor. Why? Because you do what you say you're going to do. Whew, that's some good stuff. So if you like that, give me a thumbs up, or yeah, thumbs up. If you like that, give me a 1 so I know that that is making sense, okay? So results then feed our belief, okay? Our results feed our belief. Our results feed our belief. It's easy to have strong belief when we're winning. It's hard to have a strong belief when we don't see progress in results, okay? When we're gauging our success based on how many pips or how big the trade was, that's messing with our mind. So going back to the example with my coach doesn't care what the splits were when I'm out there on the track running. All he cares about is whether or not I'm doing the work. Why? Because he knows if I'm consistent for the next 90 days, when race day comes, I'm going to have a killer performance. Because it doesn't matter what's going on here. All that matters is that I'm consistent the whole time leading up to the race, and then boom, race day, he says, enjoy your fitness. And it's a cool thing when he says that, okay? So how do we, if we're in the process of working on our belief system, you know, we have the daily self-development, that supports our belief. We have a mentorship, this is what this is. We have the community. We're eliminating negative, that supports our belief, okay? Also, another way to do this, we have what's called ego, RAS, and SIG, and then law of attraction, okay? So we're going to talk briefly about that stuff. So ego is a person's, you know, sense of self-esteem or self-importance. So like ego is what would allow someone to not ask a question, okay? You don't want to feel embarrassed. You don't want to look silly or stupid. You don't want to raise your hand and say, hey, I don't get it. Ego will stop you from that. Ego also self-importance, meaning, well, I already know this. Like, I'm not going to watch IMLTV. I already know this. I'm good. I'm good. I watched it last week. I'm good. I already watched it one time. I'm good. That's ego, okay? So we get to break down our ego. We get to come from a place of humility. We get to come from a place of, as Adese Duncan says in IMLTV, I'm a student always. And when you have that mentality, there's always something you can learn, okay? RAS stands for Reticular Activating System, and SIG stands for Sensory Information Gateway. This is how we see the world. This is why I can look at a chart and someone else can look at a chart and see something different. This is why, you know, a guy who's been trading for 15 years and someone who's brand new can look at the same information and see two different things. It's these programs that are running in the back of our mind that we have no control over. It's all subconscious, okay? We don't have control over how it works, but we have a control over how we can teach it and train it and influence it and mold it. Law of attraction, thoughts that are emotionalized become magnetized and attract similar and like thoughts. I'm not talking about law of attraction from the perspective of I'm thinking about $1 million, tomorrow I'm going to have $1 million. I'm not talking about that. That's like the secret. That's like the mainstream media, you know, marketing hype. What I'm talking about, thoughts that are emotionalized become magnetized and attract similar and like thoughts. When you're coming from an abundance mindset, that filters into other things that are abundance. You're coming from a negativity mindset, there's that spiral again. You're like, oh man, you know, oh, this sucks. And this happened to me today, that sucks. And then you think about something else that sucks. And then something else that sucks. And all of a sudden you see all the sucky things in the world. And it all started, that's the spiral. It all started up here and you're spiraling away because of those thoughts. Now, we cannot control the thoughts that come into our mind, but we do control the thoughts that we entertain. Okay? So just because a negative thought comes into your mind that's irrelevant. But what happens, what you do with that thought, that's what matters. Okay? Do you look for the positivity? Do you look for the alternate? Do you look for something else? Do you try to control, like, okay, hey, that's a negative thought. Okay, let me shift. Let me find something positive in the situation. Practice, whenever something negative happens, practice the art of flipping it around, or even asking yourself a question. What can I learn in this moment? Oh, that was a great experience. What can I learn moving forward? That is allowing you to take control of the situation and start attracting positive thoughts for you, okay? So ego, RAS, SIG, law of attraction, they all feed the belief, which goes right back into potential. Okay, so we just covered that cycle. Potential, action, results, belief. We covered all the steps in between it. Now we're going to go into real world. What does it look like for your trading? Okay, again, millionaire, right now. Okay, right now, I'm talking to you guys who are millionaire traders. You are the CEO of a multi-million-dollar trading company. I just gave you the blueprint. This is what it's going to look like in real life. Okay, real world. We start with IML Academy. Okay, we got basic, intermediate, advanced level trading and training. A lot of great information in there. And then we pick a trading strategy. Okay, we pick a trading strategy. Swipe trades, web analyzer, harmonic scanner, pitchforks, personal coach. You know, so Lindor has a strategy. Christopher Derrick has a strategy. Steve Greger has a strategy. All these guys have their own strategies. So once you have your strategy, you go all in, okay? All in on that strategy. That's it, all in, okay? You then follow that person on IML TV, okay? You're all in, okay? That's it, that's your jam. Okay, you're now like their fanboy, okay? Like you're a little groupie, okay? And you're fanboy, and they are it. You follow everything they teach. You absorb everything they teach, okay? You mix that with IML TV. You mix that with community. So what does it look like for IML TV, okay? Like I said, follow your educator like you're a favorite, like it's your favorite sports team, okay? Like you are the biggest fan ever, okay? Take in all of their info until you can teach someone else. Okay? Continue to take it in until you can teach someone else. Become the biggest fan. Be so good and committed that they offer you a position in their admin group. Okay? If they offer you a position in their admin group, they know that you are such a contributor, that you're giving, you want to contribute, you want to help people. If it doesn't align with your vision, decline it. Okay, the goal is not to be an admin. The goal is to run a multi-million-dollar trading business. You with me? Be so good, they want your support. Contribute so much that they want you to be around. Okay? Watch the live sessions. Ask questions every session. Even if you can't think of one, think of some way to ask a question. Make sure you get your questions answered, and then watch the replay. Okay, mark up the charts exactly as they have it. So if they're doing live stuff, you open up tradingview.com, you go to the charts, and you mark it up and do exactly what they do per the strategy they're teaching. Okay, so again, it goes back to harmonic scanner, swipe trades, web analyzer, whatever strategy you're using, you go all in on that. Community groups. Okay, so there's really cool stuff that happens in community groups. They're starting to be a little more popular now. Steve Greger has the best group. Other people are catching on, okay? And here's why this is important. Join the group, ask questions, okay? There's people in the group who can answer your questions other than the educator. Answer other people's questions, because when you talk to others, when you answer questions, you're learning in that situation. If you can replay the information that you've been given, like that allows you to better absorb it. It allows it to solidify in yourself. Okay. Here is the biggest one right here. Submit your trades. Submit your trades. Steve Greger runs the group Scans, Forks, and Fibos. He will. Let me just show this right now. Actually. Scans, Forks, and Fibos. So Steve Greger runs the group Scans, Forks, and Fibos. He is, I like what he's done in this group because you get to, oh, what am I doing here? Sorry, guys. Oh, what's going on? You get to submit your trades. He looks at them. There we go. So he looks at the trades. Okay. So the beauty of this group is cool because you submit a trade, and then he looks at it. Other admins look at it, and you get feedback on your trade. The thing about trading is you cannot self-correct. Okay, you cannot self-correct in trading because of your RAS. Because of your SIG, you see things a certain way through a certain lens. How can you know what to look for or not to look for if you're learning? How can you get feedback on yourself? So within the group, you submit trades, and then people respond and give you feedback on the trades. Okay? Like, this is beautiful. The reason this is beautiful is for two reasons. Number one, you get feedback, and number two, other people get feedback. What happens when other people get feedback? You come down here, you read the comments, and you can learn by someone else. You can learn from what other people are doing, and that's how it can benefit you, okay? So part of your plan could literally be, I want to submit 2 trades a day, and I want to review 3 trades a day from other people. I'm just making something up, okay? But this allows you to program your SIG and RAS. It allows you to learn. You go to your charts, you mark it up the exact same way based on the strategy that you're learning. Okay? So yeah, man, now I'm trying to find here we go. Okay. So in other groups, you're able to, submit trades and study from other people's trades. Okay. So we got 5 minutes left. I think we're good on time. Oh yeah, perfect. We're doing good. Okay. So the huge benefit of the community is allowing you to leverage other people in their SIG and their RAS. It allows you to reprogram your mind. Okay, if you've ever tried to find divergence on a chart, it may be hard at first, but once you start doing it, you start recognizing, you start seeing patterns. Same thing with studying other people's trades. Okay, if there's not right now, if there's not a group, if there's a group that you're in, part of your trading strategy, and they don't submit trades, suggest that they do. And if they don't, start it. I'm serious. You are the CEO of a multi-million-dollar trading company. How bad do you want it? Okay? You can start submitting trades and asking for feedback. If they say, hey, we don't do that here, say, cool. Start your own group. How bad do you want it? You're the CEO of a $1 million trading company. You can do anything you want. You can do anything you want. You're providing value by submitting trades. You're allowing other people to learn, and you're allowing yourself to learn, okay? So submit trades, and then study other people's trades. So here's an example of different ways you can take the idea of swipe trades, okay? I'm using this as an example just because of the boot camp that's coming up, okay? For swipe trades, you could take every trade that comes in. What I mean by this is every single trade that comes in. You're like, wait a second, Ryan, some of those trades come in when I'm sleeping. Yeah. I'm saying, how committed are you? I know someone right now who's on the line who has rearranged his life to where a swipe trade comes through when he's asleep. He'll wake up, take the trade, and go back to bed. Now, I'm not saying that's what you got to do. I'm saying, what is your strategy? What is your plan? How are you going to stick to it? That's what I'm saying. Okay? With swipe trades, take all the trades that you can. So if you're awake, your strategy could be, I'm going to take every trade that I can while I'm awake. It may not work for you to wake up, for a minute or two in the middle of the night to take a trade. It may not work. That's fine. That's your business. It's your lifestyle. Do what you want to do. Take the ones you can. Another level is only take the trades that look good to you. That means you get to open up the chart, you get to look at the data, see what you see how it works for you. If it fits your personal criteria, then you take the trade. Then we got the ninja strategy that Arnold made. He's one of the guys in our group, and just this strategy alone, he made $400,000 last year with swipe trades. Okay, phenomenal. Okay, that's what we're going to be teaching in the boot camp. Okay, so if swipe trades is your jam, that's your thing, go for it. Next, AngelBot. AngelBot is software that Michael Martin created on the back of the ninja strategy. And now there's a bot that does the work for you that the ninja strategy does. Even that can be done from your phone. Okay, so there's a lot of ways to win. So with that, 90-day boot camp is coming up starting March 1st. So we got about 30 seconds left, I think, before the time runs out. 45 seconds before the time runs out. So yeah. So that's what's going on with the boot camp. Starts March 1st. That's going to cover some of the stuff I just said. Okay, it's going to take into the further details. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that what I shared really allows you to see that you do own a multi-million-dollar trading business. And if you apply the things that I shared today, and you take the ownership of what I shared today, without a doubt, you can make whatever you want to make this year, okay? With scale and leverage, okay? If you have a small account size, and if you have a small account size, and sorry, I got distracted. I thought we were going to get kicked off. We haven't got kicked off yet, so it may be like another 30 seconds. But anyway, whatever you want to accomplish this year, you can absolutely do it with what I just shared. Let me know how